Hi, Caroline Hart of Kent Life Coach here. I've got my little tag here because I want to just show you who I am. So today I'd like to talk to you about one of the therapeutic approaches I use, which is integral eye movement therapy, also known as IEMT, or playfully known as eye wiggling. So it's a process where we at times ask the client, sorry, I'm waving my hand, because one of the things we do is we ask the client to follow our fingers with their eyes, and this helps them create change, and really, really powerful change in quite a swift way sometimes. I've had some amazing cases where I've worked with people that have really, really found that in a very short amount of time, things that have held them back for years have changed and left them. So I thought it might be useful if you're experiencing anxiety, stress, depression, something that's been affecting you, to maybe hear some stories about some other people and how we've been able to support them. So I will protect people's identities as I say this, but there was one client that I worked with that had an issue that was linked to bereavement and had played a really heavy part in their life and her life for quite a long time. She'd been sad, she'd found life challenging, unfulfilling, and really, really been less than her best self for quite a while. And we did a session, and this was one of, I'm pleased to say, one of those very rare occasions where one session changes everything. And for this client, we just happened to get a lead memory, and on this lead memory we did the memory eye movement process. If you're trained in IEMT, you'll recognise there are a couple of different ones that we can use. And oh my goodness, the change that happened. It was actually not me for six of it as a practitioner, because this client was like, oh my God, I feel different. I haven't felt like this in so long. Oh my God, I can't believe how different I feel. I felt like this for so long. I never thought it would go away. I just can't believe I feel different. I feel completely different. And I was, because it was the first time I'd had such a big change on one eye movement, I was a little bit shocked about it, if I'm honest. But I have caught up with this client several times. This client must be sort of well over a year ago now. And when I've met her, she still feels completely different. She still says she can't believe how much it changed. So occasionally there might be a hint of that old feeling coming back. But it fleets, it doesn't stay. She'd love me to work with other members of her family that are yet to come forward, because it's changed her so much. So that's one of my really, really happy stories about working with integral eye movement therapy. And occasionally we do get these big, big changes, emotional shifts in literally the blink of an eye. Other times I've worked with clients and it's been several sessions, and we've gently worked. People can be like onions. You sort of peel them back one stage at a time, just desensitizing one feeling and negative trigger, and then desensitizing another negative trigger, until they're able to go out in their world and respond appropriately. So what we're working with is helping people have emotional responses that are appropriate to the situation, rather than disproportionate emotional responses that just aren't appropriate to the situation. They don't fit, that reaction doesn't fit the situation they're in, and helping clients to do that. So I have another client that's very kindly given me a very public thank you, but I'm still going to protect the confidentiality. This client I worked with over quite an extended period of time. The client had suffered hugely with anger, was really struggling with angry responses, aggressive responses, to the point where this was making their life really challenging, making their relationships challenging, making their ability to communicate and mix with people challenging, and deal with stuff that comes up in their world, because the trigger reaction, the core reaction, was always anger, and disproportionate anger, and anger to the point where it was almost scary for the client to experience that. Generally not a nice place to be. So we've been working through some things. We've dealt with some memories that perhaps were replaying regularly. We were getting, the client was getting flashbacks from old memories that, of course, created this swell of emotion that was not useful. So we've dealt with those, and now the client can remember things of the past without feeling the emotion of the past in the present. because I think that's so negative when we feel the emotions of the past in the present moment. Of course, the client remembers those past times were painful and uncomfortable, but no longer is this client feeling them in the here and now. And through working through this stuff and finding new ways of being, this client is now doing really, really well, feeling really happy with life and really engaged, and actually, really kindly said that, I've helped them change their life. So that's just two. There are many stories, and I find now I use integral eye movement therapy with nearly all my clients, because I find whether we're creating a slight change, whether we're gaining confidence, whether we're dealing with some deep stuff, some deep negative emotional triggers, or we just want to, become better in our workplace. I've worked with a client who really struggled with using the phone, was doing brilliantly with her business, absolutely shining star, had moved her business on many layers, and really effective business person, confident, assertive, can stand up and do talks, but just hated using the telephone. So we did some work using eye movement on that, and now she says she's free to use the phone whenever she wants. She follows up clients, and it's really helped with her business. So these are just a few examples of how I use IEMT with my clients, and how actually using IEMT has helped develop my reputation as a practitioner, as a therapist, as a coach, because people get results. And what's brilliant is when I catch up with them further down the line, these changes that have happened stay changed. They don't seem to slip back into the old behaviours. Of course, people sometimes have new things to address, but they're not the same. It's not the same stuff. Clients move forward and the change happens, and it's a great privilege to be part of that and then see people shine and really become happier and more contented in their world. So I'm so grateful to have learned integral eye movement therapy, because it makes a difference. It really does help people change in positive ways. So if you're curious to learn more and you want to book a discovery session with me, they are free for the discovery session. Please do, because I'd love to share it with you. But that's why I love integral eye movement therapy. Thank you.